You know that old trope about not judging a book by its cover? Well, that saying can apply to food, too. Take for instance this, jicama. Admittedly, this doesn't look like a blockbuster cover. No bright colors or much allure at all, really. Just scraggly brown skin that's rougher than it is pretty, covering a rather oddly shaped root. But like that book, it's the material inside that makes this worth a second look. That's because jicama is great in both taste and texture and can be used in a multitude of ways. Today I'm going to tell you all about jicama and how to cook with it. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And today's episode is all about this stuff, jicama. And if this looks familiar, yes, this is indeed the correct answer to last week's trivia quiz, and all of these fine folks got it correct. Congratulations. Now, before we get into the meat of jicama, let's talk about spelling and pronunciation. Yes, it begins with a J, just like jalapeno, but just like the pepper, the J, well, it sounds like an H. In this case, it's pronounced jicama, although I won't judge you if you pronounce it jicama. And heaven knows I did for a long time. And no matter how you pronounce it, it's a lot easier to say than its official name, which I'm probably going to butcher, which is Pachyrhizis erosus. Yeah, I think jicama sounds better. Okay, so let's begin with the basics beyond spelling and pronunciation. What is jicama? Well, jicama is a root vegetable that is native to Mexico and Central America. Jicama is also known as a Mexican turnip, and it looks kind of like a turnip or even a rutabaga. By its color, you might mistake it for an oddly shaped potato. Now, of course, jicama isn't new. It's been eaten for thousands of years, and it's actually pretty common in stores in my area in Southern California, which is, of course, close to Mexico. I'm curious, is jicama in stores where you live? Let me know in the comments below. Now, where I live, jicama is about $1 or $2 a pound, and for a size comparison, here is a potato and here is a jicama. Of course, they vary in size, but here's just kind of the average size so you can see these. Now, according to the internet, the largest jicama ever weighed in at 51 pounds, and it was grown in the Philippines in 2010. Now, if you have an idea to try to beat that record and grow your own jicama, it's good to know that only this, the root portion, is edible. The rest of the vine is actually poisonous. So it's probably just better and easier to buy these in the store. As for storing jicama, you can keep whole jicama at room temperature, and once you cut it up, you can wrap it up and refrigerate it. Now, before you enjoy jicama, you do have to peel it. You have to get through that skin, and it can be pretty tough. I found the best way to do this is either with a very sharp peeler or a little paring knife. This is where something like that bird's beak paring knife that's kind of curved can come in handy to go around the contours of the jicama. And once you do peel through this jicama, this is what you get. You get this beautiful, nice, creamy root. Now what to do with it? Now, how exactly do you cook and eat jicama? Well, the beautiful thing about it is that you can actually eat it raw. In fact, most applications for jicama are raw, and this is where you might be thinking, how does it taste? So here's some sliced jicama. I just kind of cut these up. They almost look like a potato chip, don't they? So this is just raw jicama. And it's very pleasant. It's not overpowering in flavor. It's kind of like, well, maybe if an apple and a potato got together. It's just kind of mild in taste, but it's got a delicious texture to it. It's just crunchy, and as you might imagine, it is filled with water. In texture, it's kind of like a water chestnut. Now, as for raw applications, you can further cut up jicama and you can use it in salads, you can use it on crudité trays, or even for dipping. Another popular application is to cut it into ribbons, douse it with lime juice and salt, and a little bit of chili powder or tajin, and just eat it like that. It's very refreshing. As for cooking jicama, you can do that as well. You can use it in stir fries and soups. You can use it similar to a water chestnut, and that way it's going to give whatever you're cooking it with a nice crunchy texture. My favorite usage for jicama though is actually pickling it. To do that, I simply cut the jicama into strips, put it in a canning jar, and then make a quick pickling solution of 1 part water to 1 part vinegar. Here I'm just using distilled white vinegar along with some salt and sugar. You bring the solution to a boil, it only takes a few minutes, and then you pour it into the jar. Let it cool, put it in the refrigerator, and then you have pickled jicama. And here's our pickled jicama that I had in the refrigerator. Let's try one of these. That is so good. It's tart, it's crunchy, and it is so refreshing. Pickled jicama is amazing. Now, if you don't want to wait overnight for a quick pickling, you can do something even quicker with jicama, and that is again to cut it into strips, put it in a small bowl or on a plate, and then douse it with rice wine vinegar and some salt, and then you get these little, I will call them rapidly pickled strips that are just so good. I'm telling you, you wouldn't think that something so simple can be so refreshing. The salt, the rice wine vinegar, the crunch, it's just so good. This is jicama, and you need to try it. So there you go, there is some Jicama 101. Whether you are eating this raw, cooked, or pickled, I hope this inspires you to give it a try. Next time you see it at the store, don't just pass it up. Grab one of these and give it a try. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy it. And if you are already in the jicama know, let me know your recipes for it and how you enjoy eating it in the comments below. Okay, trivia time, and here's a hint, this is a device, and I can only show you part of it, lest I give it away. So what is this thing? If you have a guess or you know, put it in the comments below, and I will of course let you know the correct answer in the next episode. As always, thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.